Okay, let's do lesson 11, week 4, lesson 11, guys. Mini project form.
What we're going to need to do next is to check the password and the username that the user has typed in against
Get animations.
the password that we have stored.
Yeah, get animations. Where do I get animations? Like, guys, get element, bruh, by ID. Yeah, Control S. For sure, some of you saw this. So yeah.
The system. Now let's do that in another function. We're going to call this one function check user creds. Alright, and this function will receive two parameters.
It's function
Username and password. Let's make that lowercase. And what it's going to do is it's going to check the username and password that are passed to it against what's in the system. So first we need to create a system username and we'll give it a value. And we'll also
oh my god, it's really fast. System user username equal shape. We are going to do this bond semicolon enter. Okay.
create a system password and we'll give it a value also. Now in the professional development world, you won't be typing in usernames and passwords like this. You'll be getting these out of a database somewhere. But that's obviously much more advanced stuff. Okay, now what does it do? The next thing it's going to do is to check this username that the user typed in against the system username, and it's going to check the user typed password against what's stored in the system. If statement coming up. So if the username matches the system username, and now how do we do and
equal
in JavaScript? We do and by using the ampersand, which is shift 7 twice. And password matches the system password. Then do something. Now let's revisit this condition. If the username that the user typed and the username that's stored in the system are identical, and the password that the user typed as well as the password that's stored in the system, if they match, only then should you do the next line, which is obviously inside the curly braces. So only if condition A and condition B are true, then this will follow. What follows? We're going to send the user a message. So we're going to say document.get element by ID, and this time we'll call our paragraph, which is message. There's a guy right there. And we'll set his value.
Yeah, I think now it's looking good.
Is in HTML to correct login you in.
Wait. Okay. Before you proceed, my guy, let's just finish typing here. Full stop. We log in. You in dot, and then outside we are going to put a semicolon. Let's see if my spelling is right for like everything. It's document dot get element by id, and then we have message in between, in full stop, in HTML. Okay, yeah, let's listen what he has to say.
Function that will check the user creds against what's in the system. It will check what the user typed against what's stored in the system. And if the username that the user typed and the system username match, and the passwords match, that means the password that the user typed as well as the system password, then it's going to give the user correct message. But now there's an issue. Just with all functions, this function has not yet been called. Check user creds will just sit there and do nothing. So we're going to need to call it somewhere. What we're going to do is we'll call it from inside function verify user. There we go. That's how you call a function from inside another function, which is possible.
Okay, this is how we call a function, guys. Let's just quickly do it. Check user creds, and then we're gonna put a semicolon out there.
Alright, let's test this out and see if it works. So when we open it up in Chrome or any
Control
browser,
S save.
The form, just as we had.
Control S, and then we are going to check on our browser and refresh it. Okay.
Expected. And let's put in the correct username and password. So
then the password was 007.
Click on login, and nothing happens. But this is supposed to work. What's wrong with this code? So let's go back and have a look. There's some bug in our code. Now going back to our code, we can see that check user cred is supposed to be outputting correct logging you in, because we've got the username and the password correct. So what could be wrong? What's wrong is in this line. When we call this function check user creds, we forgot to pass it parameters. See how important it is to pass parameters to a function? Without these parameters, our entire program crashed. So let's now pass the parameters. Username and password.
Okay. User name and username and password. Control S.
So these parameters are being passed to check user creds, and check user creds is going to work with it. Previously, without calling this or without providing these parameters, it would have generated an error. Let's save this and refresh, and this time we'll retype.
I did save it. Let's go back to our thingy, our login form, refresh, and then now we 1007. Okay, let's wait for him.
Our username and password, click on login, and again we find that our code doesn't work. So what could be wrong this time? Let's go back and check our code. When we check our code, we find that fair enough, we have the function verify user. But verify user is not actually running. It's just sitting there. We haven't actually called verify user anyway. Now, that's again another error. How do we fix this? We simply call the function. When does verify user need to get called? You guessed it, when the user clicks on the login link. So we're going to add an on-click method here, an on-click function to verify the user. Alright, so when the user clicks on login, it's going to call.
Okay, and then you're gonna type verify user here. Okay,
Call the verify user function.
and then
Let's save our code and refresh.
Control S and save it, and let's go and refresh. Let's wait for him and type again bond 007.
Very good. Now our code works. And let's see
Okay.
what happens when we type in the wrong code, with the wrong username or password. Nothing really happens. The code, the text inside the
Okay, now we will try to type in the wrong password.
message paragraph simply just stays the same. So no matter what you type in, it's going to just remain like that. And if you refresh and start again and type in some nonsense in there, nothing really will happen. So now we need to add in additional code to say what needs to happen if the username or password are incorrect. And we're going to do this by simply adding an else statement. Else, we're going to set this guy's in an HTML value. So we're just simply going to copy this and paste it. And we're going to set this value. So no matter what you type in, it's going to just remain like that. And if you refresh and start again and type in some nonsense in there, nothing really will happen. So now we need to add in additional code to say what needs to happen if the username or password are incorrect. And we're going to do this by simply adding an else statement. Else, we're going to set this guy's in a
Okay, in line 31, I think he said we are going to type else itself. Guys, I'm sorry about the interruptions and everything. We can't. So you know the drill.
HTML value. So we're just simply going to copy this and paste it.
Okay, we are going to copy line number 30, not all of it, just the document, just this. Control C. Oh, also the equal. I'm sorry. Okay, we're just gonna type it manually. Control V, space, equal, space.
And we're going to set this value to whatever you want. I've set it as username or password are incorrect.
Oh.
Alright, that should work just fine.
Okay, username or password are incorrect, and then outside, don't forget the semicolon. Control S, Okay, let's go back to the browser. Let's refresh. Let's type in. Let's just see. Did I refresh? Okay, let's wait for him to refresh.
Type in something incorrect. Log in, username and password.
Why? Okay, 003. Okay, which means we might made an error. Okay, let's check.
Password.
Okay, under else we have document. Did we save? Control S. Let's just check that if we did save. Okay. Okay. I don't know what's the issue now. Oh, incorrect.
Incorrect.
Control Z.
Alright, that should work just fine. Back to the browser.
I don't think Control S. I don't think that might be an issue. Now was the spelling got incorrect? Did I save? Control S. Still. Oh, okay.
In.
He has I don't yo an HTML user. Maybe what's the problem? We have else. Okay, let me check. I don't know what's the problem. Ish.
Correct. Incorrect. Log in, username and password are incorrect.
Okay. Let's do the same trick again. Let's do the same trick again on ChatGPT. Wait, I want to minimize this. I don't know what's the problem. Let me try and debug it myself. It did. Get message HTML else. Okay, let me do the same trick. Okay, yeah, let me do the same trick. So let me okay, let's go back to our thingy. Let's put on the right password and everything. Correct. Now the issue I have with this code, when I type the correct password under user, when I type the correct username and the correct password, it takes me to a page and it tells me the username and the password are correct. but when I type the incorrect one, it doesn't give me the message that username or password are incorrect. So I'm just curious, what's the problem here? Let's check. Maybe we made a bug and we don't see that we made a bug. Document get element is a problem. You wrote doctor what instead of document. Oh yeah, ish guys. Here's the error. A. It's document, but I copied this one. I don't understand why it's giving me an error. Control S, and then let's go refresh. Username, let's just type an incorrect one, and then an incorrect password. Yeah, username or password are incorrect. Phew. So yeah, don't forget to subscribe guys. I'll see you on lesson 12 right here.